Brought to you by the fabulous Casa Calabria in the Ocean Manor Hotel on the Galt Ocean Mile.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the creme clam sauce with the awesome bake with shafafa on the side.
Hey, welcome once again to another edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. It's a Friday doubleheader, but we're going to be also airing this later in the holiday season because we are at a place where the holiday spirit is infectious, and it's a pleasure to be back with the man by my side, Frank Talarico, Jeff D. for the Forest. But we're at the Casa Calabria in the Ocean Manor Resort, Galt Ocean Mile, Fort Lauderdale Beach. We are looking at a beautiful ocean and a breezy day in December. And behind us, you can see the beautiful antipasta bar, all the finest meats and cheeses. Frank, welcome back to the show. It's so good to see you. How you been doing?
I've been doing great. And, you know, it's very exciting to have both of you back here at the Ocean Manor. We've had so many great years together.
He said that actually like he meant it.
I actually did back in the
Nice
day.
feigned sincerity there, Frank.
It's nice to have you.
It's because he hasn't seen us eat in a while.
Exactly.
Well, I
No,
enjoy
it's-
watching people eat. So
Oh, yeah. And
we're going to be
Well, then
doing
where are
that
your
soon.
people?
yeah, no, and it's a real treat. And you've made some upgrades, enhancements here. You were showing me around before the show. It looks spectacular back in the lounge. Can you just kind of fill in people about what's been going on here and what's going on in the world of Frank Talarico?
Well, first of all, you know, I love always putting back into my businesses. And when you walk through the lobbies, you know, it's Christmas time, and it's one of my favorite times of year. So we completely deck out the lobby.
Look great. Even
every
walking
year.
in the front doors.
You
got-
feel like you're in a winter wonderland. Last year, the lady stole the reindeer. And we did not, you know, fix that. So
From
we had-
Canada?
yeah.
I don't want to make
Yeah.
any aspersions there, yeah.
And but no, we actually closed for about 6 weeks in
Okay.
September,
Mhm.
and did some beautiful renovations to Casa Calabria. Not that it wasn't beautiful before, but it needed some, you know, final touches.
Sprucing, a
Yeah,
little
sprucing.
sprucing, yeah.
Yeah. So you know, you walk into the bathrooms. The bathrooms are completely brand new.
Yeah,
All-
remodeled.
yeah, all brand new tile on the walls and brand new toilets,
Yeah.
brand new sinks, brand new. Everything's brand new in the toilets. You walk in and they look nice and aesthetic, and you know it's nice to go into a brand new bathroom when you're at a restaurant.
Yeah.
That's one thing I look at.
Oh
when I go
yeah, a
to
lot of
restaurants.
restaurants. You can judge a lot about how a place, maintains its, cleanliness and overall is just by going into the restaurant. But
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We also the back wall. If you ever been in Casa Calabria, just a huge brick wall, you know, and it was always plain. But it was all brick, and it looked nice. But I said that would be a perfect wall to make it look like a house.
Oh,
So what did I do? I took an antique door that was imported from Italy with the shutters, and I just put it into the wall. And with the 2 window shutters and the baskets where the flowers hang, and the wreath is on the door, and we have the window ledges and the step that goes up to the door, and the doorknob, the address, and the name Casa Calabria right on top. So
Yeah.
when you're looking at that wall, you feel like you're looking at a little house in Italy, Casa Calabria.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've had many drunk people try to open that door.
Anybody home?
I might actually walk through it later.
Yes, I've told people that's our new banquet room, and they've actually
They go
believed
for it. Yeah.
They go for it. They're pulling on the doorknob as people are in there.
Yeah, no, and this front room, it looks pretty much the same, but you've got again the beautiful windows overlooking
Yep.
the
view's
Atlantic,
fantastic.
which is one edge that you have over practically, I think, every other Italian restaurant in town, besides having some great food. And Chef Salvatore, we're going to be able to meet and greet with him, although he's got a busy holiday schedule. I guess you got a huge group coming in tonight, and it's been pretty festive and pretty packed here, yeah?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's we have a lot of Christmas party, and you're right. There is nothing like eating on a terrace overlooking the ocean right around sunset, where the sky starts turning pink, and you got a beautiful view of the ocean with a nice breeze, and eating some homemade pasta, made from scratch.
Yeah, and look, there's a lot of Italian restaurants in town, and we're fortunate enough to have good relations with all of them. And there's a niche and a specialty that you guys all fill, and that's why, Casa Calabria, that's the region you were born in, and that's the tradition you try to uphold here. Some of these great Calabrian dishes, and you just describe what makes Calabrian cuisine a little bit distinct.
Well, Southern Italy, in my opinion, I go to Italy almost every year. I've been back and I was born there, but I've been back over 20 times. And I've traveled all the way from north, and I've hit every city from, you name it, from Venice to Milan to Portofino.
Florence.
Yeah. But for me, the best food in all of Italy is Calabria.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is Calabria, Italy, has still not been developed. It's not the huge tourist locations where you go to Venice and you look in the kitchens and they have like 4 cooks from Africa.
Mm-hmm.
In Calabria, all right, you have true Italian families.
Still got nonas in the back.
Yes,
they're like
they're getting the cheese from the goat or the cow right down the street at the farm.
Yep.
They're picking the mushrooms from the mountains. They're making the bread fresh right out of the oven, and it's the mother and the father and the son. They're cooking in the kitchen with a local chef, born, raised in Calabria, and everything is so authentic.
It's got that rustic. It still has rustic charm, and that's the vibe you get in here at Casa Calabria. Going back to the days, again, the history of this place was it used to be a different kind of restaurant, a sushi joint, and then you had the brilliant idea of like, hey, go with what you know, which is your own background. And as soon as you did that, I, heard about it when I was the food critic at the Sun Sentinel. I came in here, and not even I can find anything to nitpick about because the food was great, and it just felt like being in somebody's living room. So kudos to you. And you got how many years in now? 7 or
no? We're going on 9. It'll be 9 years in February.
9,
And how we started is between my mother and my aunts that we flew in from Calabria, Italy, and stayed here, and they worked with the kitchen. They worked with the chefs who are also from Italy for months to make sure that our family recipes were perfected. So a lot of these recipes and these menu items are my grandmother's, my aunt's, my mom's, right from Calabria, and it's as authentic as you're going to get anywhere in South Florida.
Now, Defo, you've had occasion to dine here numerous times.
Oh, many times. You know what I was trying to figure out, though, Frankie? Before you turned it into Tokyo Blue, what was it before that?
What was it before Tokyo Blue?
My memory is shot, and I couldn't remember. And I asked Lubie. I said, "Well, I remember it was a good restaurant before that."
Yeah, so I was leasing it out to a gentleman who also owned a Sea Escape ship, and it was called Rumors Has It. Yeah, it was more of a lounge. It wasn't really, they sold burgers and they had a steak on the menu and stuff like that, but it was more of a,
nightclub, drinking cocktails, dancing,
rather than maybe
a little
restaurant.
Canoodling.
And they did serve food, and they did well, but it didn't last, unfortunately.
Right.
And I ended up getting it back, and I said, you know what? I gave it a shot with the chef from Nobu at Tokyo Blue, and it went great for a while. I think we were open for like 5 or 6 years. We had some great nights here.
You're ahead of your time because everybody's doing sushi now.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, it's a perfect fit.
No, I tell you what, there was nothing better than this fit. Casa Calabria, even though the sushi did well for a while, it just wasn't my thing. The chef ended up having a stroke, believe it or not. And I tried to replace him with a different chef, and the food went downhill, and I just closed it down. I said, you know what? I'm going to open up what I know.
Yep. Right.
So I don't have to depend on, even though the chef I have today is incredible.
Look who's here.
Speaking of the devil.
The man himself, Chef Salvatore. He's smiling even though he's got a party of like 40 coming in. And that's maintaining the cool under pressure.
But I always think this too, Frankie, and you naturally have this philosophy where you want everything to be excellent, and people don't realize what a great food background you had, going all the way back to Hungry Howie's. Tiki Bar is outstanding. We always loved eating and drinking there, and everybody still does. But to come to a hotel lobby restaurant, you rarely find something of this caliber in any hotel anywhere in this country or even in the world, where the restaurant that's actually inside the hotel, if you were just a guest, you came in from Minnesota, you said, hey, where can we eat tonight? And you look at the itinerary in South Florida, you don't have to go anywhere. And you're coming in here, and it's an absolute home run. In fact, just from an aromatic standpoint, I can see. I mean, the aroma is just.
It's wafting
going
over the table.
Right over
it's
to
causing
Mayo.
my
I mean,
salivary
yeah.
glands to kick into overdrive. I want in on this. And, you know,
but you're not finding this in the average Westin hotel or a Hilton.
hotels?
I mean, you're not finding it in a hotel.
And I'll tell you what, our guests are shocked. You know,
I
they
would
check
be,
into
yeah.
the hotel, and you know, our front desk pitches them and says, "Hey, one of the best Italian restaurants in all of South Florida is over here," and they're like, you know, looking at each other, you know, this guy's trying to sell us. But then they make, you know, I wouldn't call it a mistake, but they turn around, they peek in, and they look, and once they see what's going on, that everyone working here is from Italy.
Yeah.
Everybody's speaking Italian, and the old, you know, pictures on the wall of the families, and then now that sparks their interest. Hey, maybe this is a good Italian restaurant.
What an
and
overwhelming
it's not
surprise
just a good. It's like a very good to excellent.
Yeah,
you know,
so,
it's top-notch quality ingredients. Yeah.
And then they try it, and once they try it, they're like, this is as good as I've ever eaten anywhere Italian food.
And God bless. What are some of your favorites here, Defo? Because I love this. Whenever they put together the
you know what, I've never had anything here that I didn't fall in love with. Yep. And I've been here with as many as 20 people in a party, and we had a great time, and everybody had a different dish, and you wanted to try all of them. I really think the technique, though, that you need to do is you somehow need to attach the aroma so it goes out through the air conditioning ducts in the rooms in the hotel.
That's a great.
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
Because that would be all it would take to convince people that this is where they need to go.
We're trying to get smell-o-vision going for the podcast, video cast here.
This is something that we run.
This is good.
Yeah.
What is that? Looks like a pesto pistachio thing.
That's pistachio, yes. So that's rigatoni with pistachio cream sauce.
I'm going in. I can't help myself.
That's a homemade pistachio cream sauce by our chef. It's his recipe.
Defo, I'm giving you the boot because we got to put Chef Salvatore in here for 5 minutes, and then you'll be back because this man is a busy man, and I got to give him a warm lunchbox welcome return. And Chef Salvatore, come on and come sit. The man he's smiling. He is not breaking a sweat.
Well, he just told me, no, I'll do it later. So that's why he's smiling.
Oh,
we just agreed.
I'm sorry.
He would come later.
All right. Well, we're a little bit, we do things on the fly. Good to see you, my friend. How you been doing?
I'm good. Everything okay.
I know it's been very hectic. Holiday season parties, big groups coming in. Frank is telling me the place is doing great, and that's always good to hear. But just tell us real quickly about what you prepared for us and what people.
Okay, this is a special for tonight. One is rigatoni brandy pistachio cream
Oh my God.
with mixed mushroom, tomato confit, pistachio paste, and jumbo shrimp. And the other one is seafood pasta. It's mezzi paccheri.
Paccheri has been on. I've seen it a lot more now. It's like a big, wide macaroni, right?
Yes, similar. The original name, authentic name is calamarata. Calamarata is the same calamari. It's around.
Mm-hmm.
This special comes on the baby octopus, scallops, shrimp, tomato confit, scungilli. It's a very rich plate, seafood plate on the mussel too. It's special for tonight.
That's gorgeous. And you know what I love about you is like, I know you're busy. Just make it real simple. Give it a little simple pasta. And you're bringing out these beautiful dishes, these specials. It's like, it's gorgeous. And kudos to you. And anything else new in your world? You've been having a good time cooking here and just greeting the guests and everything.
Just enjoy.
One thing I'll say about Salvatore, the guests love him.
Yeah,
I get he's in we go have 200 people here trying to get the food out to their tables, and the guests are like, bring Salvatore. We want to see Salvatore to the table. I'm like, the guy's trying to cook, but they insist. They won't order unless they speak to Salvatore. So I got to go back in the kitchen and say, Salvatore,
I'll give you a pro tip.
You have to come out 2 minutes, and Salvatore's got 20 and 30 tickets in front of him.
And again, your background, because you went to a hospitality school in Italy where it's multifaceted. It's not just cooking in the kitchen. It is learning all the finer arts of front of the house and greeting the guests and making them feel like they're at home. And you do that well. And I'm going to give them a pro tip. If they want to see Chef Salvatore, and either come early or like I did with Val on one of my most recent trips here, you order like the special Dover sole, and he'll come to the table side and fillet it for you, and then pour over that special beautiful
when
sauce.
It's on special.
When it's on special. When it's not always here.
Yes.
But when it is, that's one way, because he comes out with that table side service, and that's exceptional as well. So kudos to you, Chef.
Perfect, Chef.
Thank you.
And
On
it's
point.
always good to see you. And then maybe next time after the holidays, we'll have a little bit more time to
Yes.
chat and catch up. But we're going to let you go. And I think we should take our first break, and then we'll get Defo back in the fold here and dive into some of these great, beautiful pasta platters and, of course, the antipasta, the meats and cheeses, which you also pride yourself on here, after these words from Casa Calabria. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic. Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talarico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasta platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi. Fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed on Mondays. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner, reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new burrito tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast, and be happy. All right, we're back here on the Lunchbox Late Edition, coming to you from Casa Calabria, the Ocean Manor Resort Hotel, Galt Ocean Mile. You can't miss it. It's right on the beach. We got Frank Talarico with us, and kudos to Lubie. He found the vino, so we got to do a little toast.
Well, they're like, look, Frank loves this one. I'm like, let's do that one then.
So white for Defo, who's back. We got red for us, and we say Cent'anni, Salud, happy, healthy, and prosperous New Year. It's going to be a good one here at Casa Calabria.
Oh, this is nice. Huh? Very nice.
And Bon Natal, of course. Christmas is coming up. What's the schedule holiday-wise here? You open every day, including Christmas Eve? Or
Yes. So we are open for Christmas Eve. We do our 7 fish specials.
Oh, sweet.
And I think we have everything from calamari to salmon to snapper to mussels to octopus. To
all the fishes.
Everything you can think of.
The traditional, Italian Christmas
The
Eve.
chef named them all off. I said, isn't that like 10? He threw a few extra
too many.
in. Like,
the bonus edition,
He threw an extra couple in, and I'm like, I thought it was supposed to be 7, but
nice. And we got a preview right here. We got the shrimp here. We got the mussels and the octopus and that. This, by the way, is a spectacular. This is special. I hope you run it a lot because
dug into that
the pistachio
that
cream
is fantastic.
with the pistachio nut crunch, crushed pistachios on top with the shrimp and the it's gorgeous. And this is a house-made pastas, right?
It's homemade pasta. You're not going to find this dish anywhere else.
Right.
The chef came up on it, came up with it on his own. It's got the sun-dried tomatoes in there. It's the pasta's al dente. It's a brandy pistachio cream sauce with a big jumbo shrimp on top. It's so flavorful.
It's beautiful. Delicious. It's a beautiful dish. And now I just took my first bite of the seafood pasta. And this, to me, it just like screams southern Italy, the coast, where you just get that fresh seafood and that nice deep red sauce, and it's got soul in it because you can tell that the stock and the stuff that he puts in there. It's not like a tomato, like a classic marinara. When you get that seafood tinge to it, it just makes it great. And the pacheri is beautiful. I'm going to be going to town on this in a second. But, Frank, tell us, besides the great food here, you were telling me that you've kind of also amped up the after-dinner festivities, the nightlife, particularly, I guess, now that you no longer have the Piazza Italia down on Las Olas, that the party has moved over here?
Absolutely correct. Yep. So we haven't changed anything during our dinner hours. We still have the amazing live entertainment 5 nights a week with between Salvatore Fazio and Giovanni Fazio, the 2 brothers who play the piano and sing. They're phenomenal. They should be playing like at the Hard Rock Live. That's how great they are. But we also bring in special entertainers. On Tuesday night, we do a Frank Sinatra night where we have a Sinatra impersonator. He's from Danny Del Rey. He does Frank Sinatra like you would not believe. And we give half-off wine every Tuesday.
Oh, nice.
And not just any wine. All the wine.
All the bottles?
Every bottle.
Oh,
you can order
what?
You can order Camus and get half off.
You can get premium wine for 50% off. That's like giving it away.
Yeah.
And we appreciate that, those of us who drink wine.
Yeah. And you get to listen to Sinatra live music. Has turned into one of our best nights.
Regrets? I've had a few, but not coming here and listening to a little Sinatra and drinking some half-price Camus. And by the way, we're drinking a beautiful Conundrum, which is produced by the Camus people too.
That's correct.
That's a nice red
What time's that Tuesday festivity get underway?
The music starts at 6 p.m.
Okay.
But we do half-off wine all night from open to close.
And all throughout the restaurant?
Throughout the whole restaurant.
Okay.
Anytime you could be sitting outside at the tiki bar and we'll send you a bottle.
Nice.
Not really. But you could be in the balcony of it on site.
Right. He's a hospitable host. Tell me about what's happening for New Year's Eve.
So let me just finish the rest of the week.
I'm sorry.
You were right. So then Thursday we have our Motown night. And Yendi, she's an amazing singer. She really was Salvatore in the background playing the piano and her co-singer. They do it in a Motown night like no one does it. Well, and this girl, if you heard her sing, you would say, wow, amazing. So every Thursday
night.
And we do $10 martinis Thursday night.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
And then
Half price Canis on Tuesday,
Yeah.
$10 martinis on Thursday. I'm writing it down. You're going to see a lot of me. So.
Oh, beautiful. And then on the weekend, since Piazza is no longer open, we said, you know what? We had a lot of people calling, Frank, where are we going to go now? Where are we going to go now? So listen, come to Casa Calabria. So at 10 p.m. every weekend, Friday and Saturday, we have the DJs from Piazza.
Okay.
They are working here now. We put the disco bulb light up. We got some beautiful club lights. And normally Casa Calabria would be winding down and people would be going home or going to the tiki bar. Not no more on a Friday and Saturday.
Nice.
Now you get the vibe comes in. The DJ starts playing a lot of disco music in the beginning for our Galt Mile crowd. And then later on we also play some
techno.
No techno, but we play some top 40 and some Latin music,
more modern
and
stuff. Okay.
modern stuff, and everybody loves to dance. And we've had amazing crowds Fridays and Saturday nights, all the way up to 1 a.m. in the morning.
Oh wow!
People dancing.
How late do you serve food here?
On weekends, 11:30.
Oh, good.
Really? I can eat till
wow,
11:30.
Good. And during the week, it's about 10 or
10.
10:30. 10. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
But again,
Maybe Thursday, I think, with 10:30 on Thursday.
because I'm always getting asked on the Let's Eat South Florida group about late night dining. We're up to 180,000 people on the group, and I hope that people can tune in. And if you are tuning in and you've never been to Casa Calabria, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I mean, it's one of these places where everybody I've sent here has said, wow, not only is it a spectacular location, but the food is also, it matches the setting.
And unique. I mean, you know what's great about this? You don't find these dishes anywhere else. Like you were saying. And there are many restaurants that have very top talented chefs and have unique presentations, but this definitely is at the top of the list, Frankie. I'm so proud of what you've done here.
Thank you.
Really incredible.
I've seen some pistachio desserts using like the pistachio cream, but I don't think I've seen a pasta quite like this, and it's delicious.
And thank you for saying that. And it's not only you that think that.
Yeah.
If you look at our Google reviews and our Open Table reviews, after 9 years of being in business, we are now currently at a 4.8 on Open Table.
Wow.
Right.
And we are 4.8 on Google.
Jeez.
I don't ever think I've read a disparaging word on
So,
the Let's Eat group.
This
I
is
slap them around.
This is over 1,500 reviews.
Yep.
Not like
really?
You see someone that has a 4.8, they got like 20 reviews. Yeah.
Right.
This is 1,500 reviews, and I think we're about to hit a 4.9 on Google. They
That's
just
amazing.
keep coming in. The guests
great.
love it.
That's
And
impressive.
so we are right now the highest rated Italian restaurant in this area.
Yes.
That is sweet. And that's saying a lot because there's some really tough.
And that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Tough competition.
That's hard to do after 9 years with all the competition we have, and there's some great restaurants.
It's beautiful.
But we're right up there with all of them.
Before we take our second break, just a quick question, because you have these other ventures going. We were talking last year about this Porte Hiver up in Melbourne, one of the highest rated B&B bed and breakfasts,
second highest rated in the country, by TripAdvisor.
So what's happening up there?
It's going amazing. It's just one of the spots that you get up there and you just fall in love with. Not only
and it's small,
Melbourne
right?
Beach. It's 12 suites. None of them have kitchens, and there's a house that's 110 years old. It's right on the ocean. There's 2 courtyards. It's all enclosed. There's a beautiful jacuzzi, hot tub that sits about 12.
We've already talked about there might be some summertime arrangements where I have to get up there for a weekend getaway, and it sounds fantastic.
Oh, the rooms are our sheets we use 480
Oh,
thread
wow.
count.
You know me, I'm a big thread count guy.
Yeah,
I go in there with my microscope and I'm counting the threads.
Our soaps and our shampoos are all imported from France.
Okay.
It's the highest level of experience as far as service and quality that you're going to get anywhere in Florida.
It's fantastic.
Being rated second highest rated.
And again, it means winter port. It's Port D, and then it's HIVER.com, and you could kind of find out and book and see what it's all about. And you're going to be bringing in some food options there hopefully soon, right?
Oh, absolutely. So right now we're serving breakfast to the guests every morning, and we do a minimal happy hour. But I've decided going forward in the new year that we're going to do a fine dining experience for our hotel guests 3 nights a week. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Okay.
We're going to bring our chef from down here.
Oh,
and
sweet.
He's not Salvatore because I need him here.
Well, you
but
need
I
him
have,
here. He's the MVP.
Yes, but I have other chefs from Italy that work in the kitchen. They're looking to show off.
You've got a deep bench. I think you've got more of a bench than the Heat these days. So. Impressive. All right, well, we got to take our second break. Before we do, a real quick word for our friends at the Wine Festival. Go online to VLFoodWine.com right now. Check out all great events. There's some intimate dinners around town. There's some cooking classes and demonstrations, seminars, things to up your own food game. And then last but not least, they've got the Big Five signature events going on throughout the week, Wednesday through Sunday. And if you use the promo code Lunchbox for those Big Five events, you get an extra 15% off the already low ticket prices. It makes a perfect stocking stuffer for the food lover in your life. Go online to VLFoodWine.com and get your tickets now, January 13th through 19th, 2025. I can't believe 2025 is almost here, and it's only a month away. VLFoodWine.com. All right, let's take the second break, and we'll come back with Frank Talarico at Casa Calabria.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligan's, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Tropical Acres. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway, just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining, and they are now featuring a monthly lamb roast brunch on the first Sunday of every month. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima. For reservations and information. All right, we're back at Casa Calabria Ocean Manor Resort. I always forget the address. What is it, like 4040 North?
4040 Gold Ocean Drive.
Well, Ocean Drive. I actually remembered it. It's a miracle.
I've been doing shows for like 20 years.
Frank, there's so much going on here. We're running out of time, but let's talk a little bit. I guess it's so popular, you're already sold out for New Year's Eve, but you got plenty of other events and happenings going on all month long.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Tiki Bar, it's the go-to place on Sunday. We have the NFL ticket.
Yeah.
Everybody comes down. They watch their favorite team. We show every single game.
And that's one of those hidden gems, like locals and I guess the people who are staying here. But it's a great place to
But I
hang out.
mean, you
for an
can
afternoon.
hang, get really good food, and walk onto the beach. Like there's not, we talk about not a lot of Italian establishments out here that have a literal beach view. Like you could sit, dine, and see the beach.
And
There's not a
watch
lot
a
of
football game.
There's not a lot of places where you can literally eat, and the food's high quality for a tiki bar. It doesn't feel like it. You can walk onto the beach. There's really no place that does that in all of South, at least this area.
If you bet the Dolphins in the under or whatever, and
Walk right
they're
into the
losing, and they're
walk
scoring
straight
a lot of
out.
points straight into the ocean, the horizon is not that
Jersey
far.
Cows has
It's
done
an
it
illusion.
before.
Yeah.
The sea looks a little angry today, so it might swallow up some of the.
It's okay. You don't have to swim out as
That's
far.
even
Yeah.
easier.
But no, you're just doing a beautiful work here, Frank. Kudos to
The,
you.
the evolution, Mayo Man. We've been coming here probably 20 years, and Lubie and I were
15.
doing shows here about 15 years ago. And the evolution of what's happened, I mean, it was already good to begin with, but it's really phenomenal, the levels that you've reached here of quality and excellence. And as you said, getting these high praise reviews for a top-notch restaurant. Really phenomenal to see what's gone on here, Frank. And all attributable to your hard work. You're here all the time, doing an amazing job. So it's just a great, great place.
Well, what's interesting is we do all these shows. We go around town, and we do talk. People always ask Mayo, what do you think? What do you like? Especially when it comes to different entities. And we'll bring up Casa Calabria, and people always go, oh, yeah, Frank, I love that place. It's great. Like, that happens time and time again.
I always go gnocchi, but then I forget, like, I love everything here, and especially these antipasta. I mean, the meats and the cheeses you're bringing in, it's all imported.
Yeah,
and
it's all
these
imported. They're homemade, supersata. The prosciutto's comes
good.
from Parma.
Mm.
Everything's homemade or imported right from Calabria, Italy.
Yeah,
You can't buy it at
spicy salami.
You cannot buy it at any store around here. It's like you can, if you're a real Italian and you know all these
got the
homemade
olives, you got the little, I guess it's like a caponata. It's like all this beautiful little bites and flavors. It's tremendous. Oh, we got to talk about the shirt. You're wearing a new T-shirt. Is this available for purchase?
Absolutely. So it just came out today. We had them all mailed in today. I have a few cases of them. And, the Casa Calabria's first T-shirt of its kind.
Mm-hmm.
We never made T-shirts here.
Everybody's got to have merch.
But our guests are always saying, hey, because we sell the Tiki Bar T-shirts and tank tops. And so many guests say, hey, how come you don't have a Casa Calabria shirt? I love this restaurant. I want to wear a shirt.
Yeah.
So I had some made. And, I think I described it well with the shirt.
Yeah, so you see the front. What you don't see is the back. I took a picture of it, and I'll be posting it on our socials later. But the back, you want to tell them what
Sure.
it says?
So the back says, where Italians come to eat Italian. So if you come here on any given night, you'll see 5 tables, and no one's speaking English. They're all speaking Italian.
That's it.
These are true Italians from Italy that immigrated to this country,
Right.
and they love this restaurant.
Gino Cesarelli literally said, and he comes to South Florida all the time, he's like, this is the only place I'll eat Italian.
Yeah,
It's one of his favorite restaurants. And, it's just, to me, when I see so many tables of Italian-speaking people
great.
immigrated from Italy that come here and tell me how much they love the food, that's the biggest compliment you can get.
And it's just getting better all the time. Again, all the new flourishes that you see in the back room there. They've got the white linen draped over that, so there's more tables than ever to serve. They've also the front patio overlooking the terrace overlooking the ocean. You've also made some upgrades there. Yes.
Oh yeah, so we remodeled not only the bathrooms and the back wall, and then we put a beautiful garden behind the piano player, and we took out where that old DJ booth was back that we never used, and cleared that whole area out for more tables. I mean, we put a beautiful mural right next to the piano where the old DJ booth was. But we also did the patio. We walk outside, and you have the lanterns are just flickering, and the wood walls are made out of
it's elegant without being stuffy, and that's the whole vibe here. It's like
and the service. So we shouldn't let that go unmentioned, because you have guys here that have been here since the beginning, and of course I've known the Dominator forever, and he's got a great background with service in Italian restaurants. And this gentleman behind us here, he's your classic, isn't he?
Giovanni. He's one of our top waiters. He's been here since we opened. He's 80 years old right now.
Oh my God!
And he does an incredible job. Right from Italy. He was one of the maitre d' chefs to the Pope of Italy.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
That's pretty good.
No, he's great. I've had him serve me in the past, and it's always
And then he'll go
fantastic.
sing a song, by the way, after he's done. He's
good.
incredible. He'll sing My Way by Frank Sinatra.
I think Dominator has a bit of a voice also. No, I
We've
saw
been
him.
trying to get the Dominator to sing, but he said he retired that after.
After
There's
Bonorano,
yes,
yeah.
after
Okay.
Well, Frank, it was a pleasure to
Frank,
get back
thank you
in
for having us.
here.
Wow, nice
Sorry to
job.
be in the
Everybody,
middle.
come check out Casa Calabria. Again, great food, great vibe. Now, great entertainment on the weekend evenings. You could just dance your calories off. I might need to do that. After 9 years, this place looks better than ever. I saw a picture of myself from 9 years ago when I was running
Not
half
the same.
marathons. I was about
You've
50,
progressed also.
I was 50 pounds lighter. No, I've headed in the wrong direction. I do not look nearly as good as Casa Calabria
Well,
does.
you
at
know,
this
the
point.
business you're in, that means you're doing a job, a good job.
You're doing a
You
good
can't
job.
trust
You're
a
putting on
skinny
the-
critic,
No.
right?
Self-sacrifice is what he
It's all
calls
right.
it.
Hey, it's Mayo here for Prezzo Italian Restaurants. 2 locations, Boca Raton at Park Place on Military Trail and Palm Beach Gardens in the PGA Commons on PGA Boulevard. Contemporary Italian cuisine with house-made pastas, wood-fired pizzas, salads, veal, chicken, and of course their famous focaccia bread with oven-roasted garlic bulbs. In Garlic We Trust is their slogan, and you can trust Prezzo for a great experience with gracious service and tremendous value. Open 7 days, featuring brunch, lunch, dinner, and happy hour. Great wine deals and full bar at both locations. For reservations and more information, go to Eat. All right, we're back here on the Lunchbox, and you'll notice we're in a little bit of a different setting and a little bit of a different vibe now. Usually we talk with a lot of chefs and restaurateurs, but it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the Lunchbox a comedian, and we love our laughs here, and it's Paul Mecurio. He is an Emmy and Peabody Award-winning comedian. He has worked on Late Show with Stephen Colbert, has HBO specials, and he's coming to the Broward Center for the Performing Arts January 17th, a Friday night. He's got a one-man show that just wrapped up off-Broadway. Paul, welcome to the Lunchbox. How are you today?
I'm great, man. Mike, it's nice to be with you. Lubie, love you. This is awesome. Really cool
Yes.
show, by the way. I love this idea of a food show. I'm
Thank you.
Italian, so
Somehow, I'm a reformed newspaper man, and
Right.
I've now junked all my ethics, and I eat free meals up and down the South Florida coast. And I've also hit up all my favorite restaurants that I gave good reviews in the past and say, hey, can you sponsor my show so my kids can still go to college? And it's worked out okay.
So you're basically a food whore, is what you say.
Yeah, yeah. We'll chew for food.
Yeah, exactly.
Before we get into the show and stuff, I just had a question. So you're still working currently, like at Late Show?
I work at the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. I'm actually going to be making another appearance on the show right after the first of the year, too.
Oh,
I do
cool.
stand up on the show and sketches and stuff. Yeah, so I've been on that show, and then I tour around doing stand up and all that stuff and TV appearances and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. And I also work the DMV. I work at the DMV on a Saturday. I give out license plates, whatever
Nice.
you need. You know, I'm a desperate Italian boy, so
it's all good. But what I wondered is because people just think, oh, they come, it's an hour, but this is an all day affair, and there's writers' meetings and pitches, and then things get whittled out. But how much eating and is there in the writers' room? And you excuse me, I like to eat a lot on the show. It's kind of what I do. So I have my morning cereal with my blueberries here. So I'm just gonna munch on this. And I was I was imagining, do writers sit around with their like bagels?
I got myself an amazing coffee cake from Milano Gourmet right around the corner from me.
There you go.
And,
feel free to stuff your face because that's what we do.
We eat a lot in the writers' room. I mean, because everybody's smoking so much weed to get funny. So
I do edibles now. It's much easier on my lungs.
Yeah, exactly. There's always food. There's 300 people on the show. We have this kitchen stuffed with like Cheez-Its and M&Ms and M&Ms married to Cheez-Its, like whatever gross thing you could figure. It's definitely a big part of it. And then they cater in food and stuff. And, it's New York, so you can get like amazing stuff. And like, but I love the idea of the show because, being Italian and everything, Lubie and I were talking about this off camera. It's like, it's such a central part of like who you are, right? And we do have like a full day, by the way, just to go back to the show for a second. We do like, there's a process. You get up in the morning, there's jokes get written. Steven goes through a cocaine and bourbon fueled rage from like 11 to noon.
He's kind of like Cocaine Bear with jokes. A little bit
right. Exactly. Then he comes in and he's sort of together. Then he reads some of the jokes, and then he goes into a hyperbaric chamber for 3 hours. Then he has to dress like a little girl for 2 hours. We don't know what that's about. And then we
Everybody
finally
gets their
do the
change.
show.
Yep.
It's a weird, no. Yeah. So but there's a food is a big part of it. Like food's everywhere. Like,
Well, let me
and
ask,
he's a big foodie.
a lot of times he pours himself shots of bourbon or other alcohol. Is that real stuff? Are they allowed to really drink
The guy's
alcohol?
an functioning alcoholic. Of course it's real. You don't see him. You don't see the IV of Jack Daniels behind him. You know what it is? It's there, but then in post production we Photoshop it out. There's a frightened little intern with an IV that goes right, and he's doing the monologue, and then he looks like it's a mess, Mike. It's a mess.
Okay. But it's so smooth when it comes out at 11.
We never see that.
It's great.
Exactly. But yeah, so but no, yeah, all that's real. Like he and his wife have a cookbook out and everything. But anyway, yeah, that's all real with the thing.
All right, enough about him. Let's go to Paul Mecurio, and it's called Permission to Speak.
Permission to Speak. Yeah.
And it's kind of cool because you basically are pulling up real people and having them ad lib, which I know from this show, sometimes people kind of drop by when we're filming at a restaurant and we put them on the camera, and the ones that are eager to come on just end up totally freezing. And the ones who are the most shy, especially the wives of restaurateurs, they say, no, I don't want to. And then they come on and they just kill. They just, they're great.
Yeah,
so,
the wives, and it's I have not heard anybody freeze. I think people know from the get-go. I'm telling stories from my life. There's my stand-up in it. But it's also just sort of like a crowd work show on steroids, but like more detailed. We're getting these amazing stories. You interview people all the time. Everybody's got a story. And and so what I find is you'll have the shy ones that say, oh, I don't know. And then they grab the mic and they go and that's great. I don't care. Like if you want to take over for 5-10 minutes, whatever, if you got a story. And it's all relatable. Like this show is about food. And, my being Italian, is a big part of. And it started to get me thinking about growing up. So we would have these Sunday Italian dinners, the Sunday Italian dinner, right? At my Uncle Archie's barbershop. I grew up in Providence, Rhode Island. So my Uncle Archie
Providence, great Italian town. Good pizza, funky, different kind of pizza.
Real pizza. Thank you. Real pizza. Let's talk about that for a minute, shall we?
Yeah, we can.
Let's talk about it. Because I live in New York, and everybody's like, oh, New York pizza. It's the best. It sucks. It sucks a bag of you-know-what. You want to know why? I'm Italian, everybody, and listen to me. I'm 100% Italian. Not like sort of Italian with a vowel at the end of my name, but then you find out there's like a German and a German Shepherd and a Pekingese in me too. 100% Italian. Here's the rule. When you pick up a slice of pizza, which you cannot do with a New York slice, it should not be able to droop. It should defy gravity. It should not do this. Okay?
So you come from the David Portnoy school of no flop. Yeah. Okay.
Right. No flop. It should not do that. See,
all right.
If you want to know why? Because the cheese and sauce distribution in relation to the crust is too heavy.
Right. You don't want too many toppings that'll topple it over. You don't want knife and fork pizza. Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm better now. I'm sorry. I got an emotion. But
no, it's okay.
You want that? It's almost like a grandma's slice. What everybody calls it, which is what Rhode Island pizza
is.
Is
the
that
thin little square, not the thick Sicilian, which now is Detroit style. When I grew up in Brooklyn, it was known as Sicilian. Now everybody's calling it Detroit style.
Well, Detroit, it's like you can either eat it or use it as a mattress. That's how thick it is. But here's our Italian, and how central food is to the Italians, right? So we would have these Sunday Italian dinners in the Naughty Pine basement of my uncle's house, and this is when everybody's smoking like cigars and pipes and cigarettes. It's like within 3 minutes of being in the room, you're going to get lung cancer just standing there, right? So everything has to be fresh with the Italians, right? Yeah. So my uncle would have cold cuts, but not sliced. He would have his own meat slicer with I swear to God, in the basement with a refrigerator dedicated to you open the door and there's loaves of ham, mortadella, Coca-Cola. And he's like, it's got to be fresh.
Did he sell sandwiches at the side window of the house in Providence? Because I know people like that. They had a little side gig going. It's good.
It was
better than working at the DMV, Paul. I'm telling you.
Oh my God. So my wife is she's not Italian. She's a WASP from the Mayflower, right? So the food's not like. Their idea of an extravagant meal is to have carrots and string beans with steak, right? They're not like. So we met in high school. I take her to finally meet the family at the family Sunday dinner, right? So the food starts coming out, and she's woofing down the first course, and then the bruschetta, and I'm like, you better slow down. She goes, what? She goes, and she goes, no, I'm hungry. I go, no, you better slow. By like the 7th course, she's like, stop. I can't stop, right? So she's we're straight, eat, and then foot shoving tiramisu, eat. She's like, what have I done to you? I've been torturing you. I can't eat anymore. It's like, so we leave, right? And I'm driving her home, and she goes, this is all true. I go, what did you think? She goes, oh, everybody was really nice. So the food was amazing, I guess. She goes, so let me ask you something. She goes, why was everybody yelling at each other?
They're Italian.
I'm like, we weren't yelling. She goes, that's how you talk normally? She's like, you need
hey, let me ask
group
you a big question, because
session.
I help run this food group called Let's Eat South Florida. It's 180,000 people it's grown to. 100,000 of them are ex-New Yorkers who are just complaining about they can't find good Chinese food in South Florida. But nevertheless, we do have occasional debates, including I threw one up there this morning because I just was at an Italian restaurant in Boca that's pretty good. It's called 388, and they had a Sunday. Well, again, is it gravy or is it sauce? Is it Sunday sauce?
Gravy. It's gravy.
Okay, there you go. If it's got the meatballs and the sausage and the braccio and all that stuff, that's
it's gravy.
Yeah, okay. I don't get offended either way. Just as I don't get offended by any. I don't get offended.
You want to offend me? Walk in with a New York slice of pizza and say the word sauce. I will shoot you. I will shoot you dead where you stand.
Look, I'm a pizza agnostic. I grew up in Brooklyn. I'm not one of these freaking, insufferable New Yorkers who say, "Oh, we only have the best." I love New Haven pizza. I love the Providence pizza. I love Chicago. I don't love deep dish. That's casserole, but it's the thin style tavern. I love all that stuff.
I like Lou Malnati's from Chicago. That's a good pizza.
Yeah, all right, that's a deep dish. But when pizza, I say I'm a pizza agnostic. I like them all, and pizza is like sex. Even bad pizza is good. So. Hey, we are running out of time. Can we do another hit?
Yeah, I want to play it. Yeah, absolutely. We can do more. And I got.
Well, you know what?
I want to play too.
Well, let's, play a clip. Lubie, we're going to just turn this into our own holiday special. We'll make this the Festivus special. Maybe we'll play this on Monday.
I got about 5 or 6 minutes more, and then I got to jump to another one of these. But,
okay, we'll cut out the... Yeah,
I want to play
a clip.
Yeah.
And we'll go a little overtime here, and we'll make Lubie do some overtime editing work later. It's all good.
All right, cool. But eating healthy is like a big part of just life now, and we had it's actually from a Florida show. We had this woman. She's 95 years old, and she was amazing. This is another one of these people you bring them on stage. And by the way, the show's called Permission to Speak. It's at the Broward Center for the Performing Arts on January 17th, and then January 18th. It's going to be at the Orlando Dr. Phillips Center in Orlando.
We don't talk about Orlando. It's a Mickey Mouse town. Yeah.
Okay, fine. Then forget it. Yeah, I like that. There's a lot of stuff from my own act in the show. So it's stand up married with talking to the audience, and people can come on stage, right, talking from their seats. But this woman was fantastic. She's 95. Her name was Lee. And I just started talking to her about how you lived to be 95, and she looked amazing, really healthy. How did you meet your husband?
We were in the same homeroom in high school.
That's where I met my wife, in high school.
Yeah.
And you saw him, you thought he was cute?
No, we hated each other at first.
Why?
No, it's just,
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, it grows on you.
Yeah.
In fact, he was really dating my best friend, and then they broke up, and I was there, and he took me home.
She's a little loose. You know what I'm saying?
I love that.
All right, my turn.
So again, the name of the show is Permission to Speak. It's January 17th at the Broward Center for Performing Arts. You can get tickets now. Go to browardcenter.org. Or is it on any of the major the ticket gouging? Sorry,
it's all on the ticket pages too. It's a good. Chris Summer was saying the other day, I didn't realize it's a great stocking stuff. A couple of tickets. Yeah.
So are you touring? Where are you? Are you? I didn't even look into this. We're just gonna throw it out. Are you touring, doing the show more than just north and south? You going around the country?
Oh, going all over. We just did Milwaukee. We've done the Midwest. We're going to the West Coast. So we're going all over. We're going to the Pacific Northwest. Yeah, because we did it in New York, and let's take it out and
nice. Yeah.
let's just have like fun and do it like everywhere, you know. And it's like, and the stories have been incredible. Like I said to this woman, like, you know, what's your name? She goes, Nydia. I said, Lydia. She goes, no, Nydia with an N. I go, that's a unique name. How'd you get that name? That's all I said. She goes, oh, my father got my mother pregnant with me, but at the same time was having an affair with a woman named Nydia, and he named me after the woman he was having an affair with. I swear to God.
No.
Exactly. And that was my father, everybody. Okay? Are you happy?
Classy. Paul. Well, it's really been a pleasure, but be prepared down here during the show afterwards. People are going to come up to you and say, you know, I saw the show in New York and it was funnier. It must be the water.
Thanks for undermining the show before I even get there, Mike.
Between Defo and Mayo.
I'm a frustrated comedian. You know, everybody says sports writers are frustrated jocks. I start off as a sports writer. I've always wanted to be a comedian, and as a sports columnist, I got to crack all my best one-liners. It was great.
Oh, God. Listen, I'm ready for Florida and the elderly. My mother just turned 97.
Oh, Mazel tov.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, and she will not go down. We try everything.
Oh, really? I thought it's the law. At age 90, everybody must move to Florida.
No, I mean, she will not go down. Like, I'm trying to kill her, and she will not. She's like, you know, you give her bad cheese, she trip her, she bounces back off like a little Italian weevil. Just like she wears a hearing aid because she grew up in the depression, and she finds stuff in the garbage and it whistles all the time. So you take her for a walk, like within 10 minutes, you have a pack of dogs following you around the neighborhood. Just like dogs already. So I'm ready for the elderly.
You're ready for anything.
Yes, I'm ready for anything. Anybody come out. And, you know, it's if you want to just watch the show, you watch the show. You can be part of the show. But the idea of the show, it's directed by Frank Oz, by the way, who created The Muppets with Jim Henson, directed Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, Little Shop of Horrors. He's the original Yoda. Try being directed by Yoda, okay? The guy's never friggin' wrong, okay? And the backwards talking thing, it never stops. You go out to dinner with Frank, it's like, steak I will have. I get it, Frank, you're Yoda. I get it. Oh, please. So, and we're doing a really cool set. We got rear projection. We're doing really cool animation. So it's a really cool, different show, but it's also a show you'll be used to because there's stand-up in it and everything else. So I hope everybody can come.
You'll have to come check it out when you're down here. Well, I guess you're going around city to city, so you don't have time to stick around and eat. I could show you some good New Haven pizza down
man,
here.
I would love
to
actually. I'll come back down, though.
Next time you're down, we'll have to hang out with you. You have to do a show. You have to sit with us at the lunchbox.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure, Paul.
Thank you for having me,
for stopping in. Give my regards to the whole crew. It's Colbert, even though nobody knows me, but I do watch every night. All right, Paul Mecurio, everybody. Go see him at the Broward Center on January 17th. Lubie, that's going to do it for today. And thanks to everybody at Casa Calabria, as usual, Frank Talarico, Chef Salvatore. And we'll see everybody next time on the Lunchbox. Enjoy every bowl of cereal and enjoy every sandwich. Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom-and-pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sautéed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial. Serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, That's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations